Hi, good morning. I'm Uththara, back with another book. So this time I'm talking about The Night Circus, written by Erin Morgenstern. I'll try to keep the video short so that you can watch it on your way somewhere, probably to work, right? So most of the people have already read this, but then I'm late to read most of the books. This was published somewhere in 2019 or 2020, I think 2019. So I read the e-copy and it has 385 pages. I love this book. I'll tell you why. It's written by Erin Morgenstern. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention. So this is the genre of this book would be romance. More than romance, it's about mystery, magic and fantasy. So the story is based on a circus which travels across the world. It appears, it's entirely made out of magic. So it appears and disappears whenever it likes, wherever it likes. Right? So it's handled by one of the main characters in the story. Like all the magic is held by this particular lady. So I'm not going to tell you the story. Right. And so the most significant features of the book would be like every sentence of the story is in present tense. It's like it makes you a part of the story itself. So wherever the circus goes, you travel with it. Right? So even if the timeline of the story starts from 1870s and it goes up until 1902, 1st November 1902, still you live there, you become a part of it, right? So it has this effect of, going back and forth between time, and time plays a very significant role in the book because it's all about time and how the circus depends on the time, right? And also we meet one of the characters, allegorical characters, that's Prospero. Those who are familiar with Prospero from Shakespeare's The Tempest. So this Prospero, the enchanter in The Night Circus, he is allegorical to Prospero in Shakespeare's, right? So you might probably like it. And then the other thing is, there's this, one of the things that I loved about the magic in the circus, like the most like the part or the equipment that captured my senses was the clock that is designed by Uththara. He's a clock worker. He's human. He doesn't have any superpowers, but he creates this magical clock. That's what like I love it so much. I love that, and that's why I think I told you just a few seconds before I told you time has a major role in the book, right? And then also I think the last few chapters of the book has more depth than the first few chapters. I would say the last 3 or 4 chapters have more depth, which addresses the adult maturity for you to understand the philosophy behind the circus, right? So when I read the book, I felt as if I'm lost in the sense, like happily lost in the circus. I loved it so much because it reminded me of like nowadays in the Sri Lankan context. I mean, like those who are watching from Sri Lanka, in the Sri Lankan context, circus is not something that we witness nowadays much. Like when I was very young, I've seen maybe 1 or 2 circus events, but other than that, I have never seen it happening in Sri Lanka much now. I think it doesn't have it doesn't happen in most of the countries now. So circus is like part of our childhood, and while you read the book, it addresses like this, like it plays in front of your eyes. Like you imagine this circus, it's very descriptive about circus, and so it creates that imagination in front of you, which makes you a part of it, right? And so I think you might ask me like as to where to purchase the book. I read the e-copy, but I think CGA books, they have the book. So if you prefer to buy, you can just place the order with them. Right. So I actually wanted to read out a part from the book. It's on page 145. It's about how the circus brings people together, because it starts with Uththara, and he starts writing about the circus. So it creates, nowadays we would call it a fan club, right? So that's that part about the circus is something that I love a lot, because it acts as an element which brings people from different places, different cultures, different societies together, right? So if you love reading, you can read it. I would say that the vocabulary is above average, not entirely high flown, so you can read it. And of course, I think publishing houses in Sri Lanka, this is one of the books that you can consider, translating into Sinhala and in Tamil too, if you can. So yeah, so that's about it. And I will probably bring another I think an English book the next time that we meet. Okay, have a good day and stay away from the rain. Bye.